workforce? Because you're busy training the next generation of aviators. So what are your thoughts?
Okay, so first of all, thank you everyone for joining this panel. I'm extremely happy with all of you. And you have to ask me the question because this is why I'm over here, okay? And I'll engage afterwards as well. So, okay, coming to you, Jane. Thank you for this question. Okay, now the world has been transformed as you said. It is AI in everything. And we expect it actually. If someone is not using it, we call it obsolete, okay? Yeah. Same is happening with the training systems, but unfortunately the training system is the same from last year, 15 and more years since I know the training system, okay? Now it has a challenge that the organizations are still not accepting how this change can bring a lot of opportunities, the problem solving, and how we can train the next generation which is needed to be trained in a way they should be able to operate the future machines. So this is my point of view that we should be ready for a big change in the training system.
So Captain Qadar, I know that this is an area that you have definitely got an opinion on. So what's your thought as you start to, because you're doing really important work, I believe that your success rate for pilot training is 100%. I've got that right.
It is, yes.
Very important piece. But how are you integrating the soft side into that training? And what are you seeing changing in the profile of the pilots that are coming through the academy?
So firstly, pilots are working more like managers in the cockpit. You must know that the aircraft you fly as a passenger, it takeoffs and lands on its own. It's already doing its own self, okay? You don't need a pilot, but you are sure and confident there is someone over there, right? So it has more to do with your emotional intelligence. You are connected with the pilot emotionally, okay? Though you know he is not operating and doing anything there, but you are confident that there is a human there, okay? So we need to work on the human mentality now. We need to improve their problem-solving qualities because machines are completely autonomous. We are moving toward an age, we have already moved towards an age that now machines work on their own and better than we do. We agree, right? And quicker than that we do, agree? So we cannot eliminate them, saying that we are the humans, we are best. No, they are best in many of the jobs than us. But the emotional intelligence, what we call the mindfulness or the wholesomeness. You people relate to these terminologies, or I need to simplify them? Okay, let's say problem-solving skills, decision-making skills, the communication skills, or the leadership skills. Now these are the things which are required in any field. That's not the technical skills which we need now, machines are doing that part. So when we are doing the emotional handling thing, the 100% rate of my academy also depends on it. We first train our pilots emotionally. We need to align with them and then the challenges they are facing, and then we counter those challenges, and it works greatly.
How can we use technology to make pilot training more accessible without compromising the most important thing, safety? Any thoughts on that?
So, as Maha says, there is nothing what we can call completely safe, right? So, we produce the better risk managers, right? We need to teach them the risk management. Okay, now coming towards how can we reduce the cost of pilot training? There are a lot of such activities and practices that can be done online, as my company is doing, okay, and the practices. But obviously, till manufacturers make such simulators which can be completely online, which is not possible, right? I think we still need to have the physical simulators, and for that, they have their own cost. Yeah. We cannot reduce that, okay. But before that, as I have told you, there is a behavioral training, and then there are some what we call theoretical kind of trainings which can be done completely online, and even with the help of AI as well, and we can make better workforce for the future because we need more pilots. Even if we are moving towards the urban air mobility, we need the workforce, right? We just said that aviation for the near future cannot rely or cannot depend completely on AI or machines. We need to have human force. We need to train them behaviorally, and it can be done online. Pilots or the future pilots do not need to move anywhere, which increase the cost and expenses.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we can have the best trainers for them online. Again, they do not have to move to them, which will again reduce the cost. So only if we are using the technology, we need to use it more oftenly and to have to see how we can innovate in that training sector to produce better workforce, and it is doing that. As you have mentioned, my academy, it's an online academy and it does it. But it is, the problem is not about the cost, it is about accepting.
Yeah.
We are saying that it is reducing the cost, but still we have the human beings which are saying that no, we cannot rely on technology if it is online. I did my own personal kind of survey with the pilots I know, with more than 200 pilots, okay. So according to them, 70% said that yes, we want the online training. Obviously, it is not 100% online. They have to go to the flight school for the flight training, okay, which will obviously substantially reduce their cost. But still 30% said we need the physical classes. Why are they not relying on technology? So we need to have that generation which can rely on the training which is done online. And yes, it does produce 100% result.
The next generation will have 30 pivotal career moments. 30. They're going to be working for how many years? That means like once every 18 months there's going to be another change and another change and another change. And yet, tell me how long it takes to become a pilot.
Okay, so previously there are two kinds of systems to become a pilot. People are mostly aware of the integrated system. They require 18 months and they have to finish in that. It should be obsolete now because the modular system is better and where the student is independent of learning, saying that the concentration span is reducing and there are some changes. Aviation is already going viral and a lot of students are coming in. So now the lot, which was previously very genius and they were concentrated, completely concentrated on what they want to achieve as a professional pilot or something. Now after they have reduced concentration span, we have a new kind of generation which is completely tech savvy, okay? So we have to develop the systems which can train them in a shorter time span. So the modular system, the better one, in which the student is completely independent of the time frame.
Yeah.
So now it requires, and yes, the market skills which some organizers use is you can become pilot as fast as anything in less than 1 year. So now students want to be trained in 9 months or 1 year.
Yeah.
So now you can see that there is a big change how students or the market wants it to be.
So it's like, you know, it's always time plus quality, right?
Yes,
they are
exactly.
the three universal truths and we can't compromise on any of them. But I'm going to talk about time and speed. So we just said we only really want 30-second sound bites. So I'm going to ask each of my panelists to give me a very quick 30-second soundbite before the end of this session on what opportunities they see across the sector and where their focus is going to be. So I'm not sure who would like to go first.
My advice to all those who are going to join the future generation of specifically aviation sector, programming, data analysis, these are the skills which are required. And then again, what we say as the emotional intelligence or the mindfulness, wholesomeness, behavioral changes, a student should be trained from the very beginning. as Ms. Vasilika was saying that they are training the younger generations, they need to be trained on the behavioral basis. Because AI will do most of the job, so they need to be trained for the programming, the data analysis skills, and the behavioral changes. But we can see that now students or the younger generation is relying more on social media. We cannot take a charge on what they see. It is changing their behavior. We can say that previous generations or our generations, they were more disciplined, and respectful towards the system. But now the students have the behavioral issues, and it relies more on social media. So yes, what we can do is we cannot control their social media or what they see on it, but once they are with us, we need to first work on their behaviors, because we need good human beings with good mentalities, with good emotional intelligence to work in a group, so we can control the machines in a better way and to make them work for us and not we are working for them.
So I just want to say thank you so much for such a brilliant collection of panelists, and thank you.